Nikki, and on my channel I love to talk about luxury skincare and luxury beauty. And today I'm finishing up part 2 of the SUQQU Summer 2022 collection. And on my eyes I have this beauty here, the Cool Tone palette. I have 116 in KOUKYOU, and I'll put the spelling below. And so I will show you some demos I have of a total of 3 different eye looks. But today I wanted to just summarize what I'm thinking about this collection. So we'll go into some swatches here, and I'll show you here swatches. And I usually do those right before I even start digging into the collection, because I like to take shots of them when they're pristine. So here they are here. And you can see it's just beautiful. So if you're interested in part 1, which is the ENKA quad, that is the orangey, shimmery, pinky, corally, bright orange quad. KOUKYOU, I'm so sorry, I don't speak Japanese. I'm doing my best to pronounce it. It's the 116 Cool palette. And I'll do some swatches here right now. So this, on the top left, is usually the shimmer shade, and it's usually a topper. But I found in this collection, those glitter topper shades are no longer just topper shades, or they can be used by themselves because they're pretty not pigmented, but they've shown up more than previous collections. So this is the Cool Tone palette, and so that's that shimmer shade, which is usually just a light topper. That's the kind of like a gray cool tone taupe with some shimmer in there. That is that beautiful like pink with some purple berry undertones. I just love it. That's what SUQQU does really well, a lot of these colors. And this beautiful warm, kind of warmer chocolatey brown. So I'll show you some of the looks here, and then I'll come back and I'll tell you my thoughts on the entire collection.
So here I'm starting with this Sisley blurring powder, and I like to use this under the foundation to blur any of the pores I have on my cheek area. And then I put the SUQQU cream foundation in 35 in the center and number 40 on the outside of my face. And I like to use the combination because 35 is a bit too flattening for my complexion, and adding the 2 colors together adds really nice dimension. And as my skin warms up through the summer, I gradually end up using more of the shade 40 in combination with a little bit of 35 mixed in. So I'm just using my KOUKYOU Fupa brush, which is probably my favorite foundation brush. I believe it's synthetic, but the fibers are so densely packed, it's just wonderful to apply the foundation. And I picked that up at Beautylish. So my foundation's all beautiful and primed. I'm really happy with it. So I just end up taking some of the shade 40, which is the deeper color foundation, to just work on any dark spots I have or scarring that I have, just to spot treat. I tend to have some redness around my nose area, so just going into those targeted areas. And here is the beautiful 116 quad, starting with the lighter shade for my inner corner. So I decided to do a gradient here, and that's my rougher 02 brush, and then grabbing that pink color as the next color on the gradient from left to right. So you can see that inner corner highlight is kind of like this frosty pink, then it goes to this kind of reddish pink, and it has a little bit of glitter on top, and then going into this light taupe shade, it's more of a satin. It's a really beautiful color. This could also be a one and done shade all over the lid. And I would say that a lot of these SUQQU colors could just be one color on the lid, or 1 or 2, and then you have a look. And then using a Sony G brush, it's one of my favorite brushes, and all brushes are listed below if I have a chance. And just using the deepest color, the brown, to create some definition on my eye shape, since I have hooded eyelids. And just kind of blending that out and taking my time. I lost some of that taupe shade, so I'm just adding some more. And what's really wonderful about these SUQQU eyeshadow shades and the quality is that they're so easy to put on. I couldn't believe I was pretty much done with this look. And I'm just adding more color just to add more pigment and definition. and then going back into that inner corner highlight with the Smith brush. I found this to be a better brush for that inner corner because it's actually has like a unique shape, and that is like an arrow. Using a Wayne Goss 03 Scroll Hairbrush, I love to use this brush to just blend out any of the colors because it doesn't move too much product, but it's great at blending. So I'm just finished with that look, and then just going into the bottom area to do the same gradation effect with a pink, the light pink, and then the regular pink, the taupe color, and then grabbing another brush to make a more of a, use that darkest one as a liner at the bottom, just to smoke it out a bit. And then I take that same brown shade to just create a liner on the top. And then using my Lotus Series pencil brush, I think it's a pencil brush, to just run. So I finished both eye looks, and again, it's the gradation effect from the lightest in the middle, from the inner corner to the deepest on the outside. A really beautiful look, very simple. I didn't have to use all 4 colors, but because of the video, I ended up using all 4, but you could certainly use just 1 or 2 of the colors. And so I'm just powdering down my face because I didn't do that before, just in case there was any fallout, but there was none. So using my Sisley Matte 2 loose powder and my rougher brush. It's supposed to be a bronzer brush, but I find it to be a little bit too big, so I like using it as a loose powder brush. And grabbing the Sisley highlighter, which is a limited edition. It's part of that melting powder formula, and it's a beautiful marbleized peachy gold highlighter. I love it. This is, I think, the first that I've seen of them do the highlighter with this melting powder formula. It's great for if you're a medium tan complexion. And I've used it on top of blush and underneath. It's just beautiful. It's very forgiving. It's not a super blingy highlight. It's very subtle, but kind of a glow from within. But it's perfect for the tan that you're going to get in the summer. This is the SUQQU Melting Blush 02 HARUOTO, and I picked this color because of the quad being so cool toned. You'll see me using the SUQQU Summer 2022 blush in the later look, but I ended up using this mauve pink, this cool tone pink in this look, just I think it matches the quad much better. So it's that melting powder formula. And it's just a beautiful formula from SUQQU. I'm so happy to have the blushes from this collection. It is not part of the SUQQU Summer collection, but you can probably find that still. So this is the Moisture Rich Lipstick in 123. Again, this is limited edition. This is part of the SUQQU Summer collection. And it's very bright. And this is 109. And this is the, I believe, the sheer matte formula. The other one was too brown, so I ended up using the 123, the Moisture Rich Lipstick, because I actually prefer this formula better than the other one. I also found that the other one was very warm toned, so this color, the more I lay it on, it looks very coral and warm, but if I just sheer it out, it looks okay, and it looks pretty nice with this quad. And I really do love this formula. And I'm pretty happy with the final look. I would highly recommend this Moisture Rich Moisture Rich lipstick. It's wonderful. So I'm aiming to pick up 1 or 2 more of those because they're just so emollient. It reminds me a little bit of the Chantecaille lip balms, but definitely a better shade range for different skin tones and much more pigmented, I would say. It doesn't have a smell either, so it's really enjoy that formula. And there is the 116 KOUKYOU Summer 2022 limited edition quad, which is the cool tone one. And here is a demo of eye look number 2 and 3. So I started off by just putting the lightest shade, which is the glitter shimmer shade, all over as a first base. And these are much more pigmented than the regular formula that I'm finding. It's definitely still very sheer, but as one packs it on compared to the other SUQQU quads, I notice that there's definitely more pigment than the previous quads with that shimmery, glittery shade. And there's no fallout, I'll have to mention. Grabbing my Chikuhodo Z Series eye brush. I love this brush for the SUQQU line. It's really easy in that it's kind of a one and done, but you can angle this brush. So just going in with that reddish mauve pink shade all over the lid, I would say this is probably my favorite shade in the entire quad. It's just a beautiful color to lay on. And it does have some flecks of kind of light glimmer in it, cool tone flecks, but then it also has some, depending on where it hits the light, you can almost see some parts of it being orange. It's just a really, really beautiful color, and that's what SUQQU does really well. I think I have the same color, but then I do swatches of these similar colors, and it's not the same. It has different dimensions and different formula. So I'm grabbing the same brush, and I just flipped it over and cleaned it, and grabbing that taupe shade and just putting it in the outer corner just to give my eye definition. And I could have ended right here with the look because I'm trying to go for a daytime look. So you can see that if you're lighter than me, you could just finish with that and be done with. I just wanted to see how much I could build it. I went back in with that pink shade because I want that color to be the main one and to pop. And then taking that pink shade and then running it underneath to connect the look together. And that's a Lotus Series brush. And it's a unique brush. I don't think I have anything like that in my collection, so I just love that one. And then taking a, let's see, yes, that's the Sonia G Sky Set. I think it's a pencil brush with the darkest shade to give myself some definition and deepen up the liner area. And I have to say that I could have skipped this step, but it adds a little bit more dimension to the look. And certainly if you're going to the evening, you could smoke out this look as well with that deeper shade. I think taking my Smith 253 Sable Hair brush, I'm grabbing that light pink shade again. I love this for the inner corner just because it has the shape of an arrowhead, so it's easy to get that corner, but also do some detail work under the eyes and above the eyes in that crevice area. And if you have a smaller lid space, this is also a great brush to consider buying. But it's definitely a unique shape that I haven't seen in other brush sets. So it's definitely, it looks literally like an arrowhead. So, and it's super soft because it's sable hair. And then great, again, grabbing that Chikuhodo Squirrel Hair Z Series eyeshadow brush. I cleaned it off in between, and I'm just kind of cleaning up the area and blending it out. And I find I love squirrel hair brushes for SUQQU. So I've cleaned off the brush, and I'm going in for this third eye look. I am just using that shimmer pink shade, and it's beautiful. It has flecks of pink in it, some blue, some purple. And I think what's not picking up on the camera are the nuances of that shade. So I am loving it. So what I'm going to do is take the Pat McGrath wand just to put it all over the lid so it picks up more of the product. So I'm going back in after I laid that wand down and packing on more of that color for more intensity because I'm using that glitter shade as kind of a one and done all over my lid. And when I get up close to the camera, you can see more of the nuances of that one lightest shade. It's so pretty, and I think it's really pretty for a daytime look. So for those who like shimmer shades, that's a really fun one. And what I'm doing is I'm wetting the brush. It's a BK Beauty brush, and wetting it with some Max Fix Plus. And dipping my brush into a combination of that red eyeshadow and the brown, the deep brown one. And I'm creating basically an eyeliner with two shades out of that palette. And that's something I like to do with my palettes because already that color creation is created, and I just like to use some Max Fix Plus or any liquid I have on hand to create a liner for an existing one or two colors in the palette. So it's an easy way to do a look, an easy daytime look, whereas that other side is a little bit more dramatic. So I'm finishing up the look with a Surratt Jumbo Blender. I believe that's a squirrel hair too, using again that limited edition summer 2022 highlighter in the melting powder formula. And you can just see how pretty it is. I already have a natural glow, but it just amps it up, but in a natural way, and it melts into my skin. I generally am really picky about highlighters because I have texture in that area, and there's something about this formula with SUQQU that does not add texture, which I love. And if I would say if there's one thing to pick up if you can find it still is the highlighter. Last time I checked it was sold out, but if you can get your hands on it, you should try to get it. Also, this blush is beautiful. It's a limited edition from the collection. I'll have the names and details below. It's this fiery orange, and it has a lot of luminosity to this blush formula. And the melting powder formula sometimes has luminosity in it, but this one definitely had more than the regular lineup of the SUQQU melting powder blushes. And this is definitely tan skin, deeper skin friendly, as you can see. So I went just through two passes. It can be built up. Swatching that 123 Moisture Rich Lipstick. Again, using that one just because it's a bit more cooler tone. The other is too brown for this look. And also, I just really do prefer this formula. I would say if you're into the color, definitely get it. You can also look at the Selfridges site or Harrods for the Moisture Rich Lipstick. I think it's a beautiful formula. I'm going back and going to get some more of those. And then for this look, I'm going into the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun Kiss Glow Bronzer. And I think I went a little heavy-handed here. I'm grabbing the tan here to contour. So you can just see how much that works in an easy way. It's a little bit too much, but I'm okay with it because I will get deeper in the summer. But I just, for the sake of the video, I just wanted to show how much the tan could be built up. Because it is a summery look, and the collection does look very fiery and orange besides this cool tone palette, but the collection itself is pretty warm. And that's doing some contouring again with the tan color of the Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer. And because it's so deep compared to my skin tone, it can be used as contour. So here I'm going in with the same product but different color, and that's medium. So I did some bronzing there, and then I'm realizing, yes, it's a little bit too much there that I put down, and also I didn't powder down my face, so it's pretty shiny. So I just went into the Danessa Myricks Yummy Blurring Balm in number 4, and that's what this product is also beautiful for. It's pretty versatile, and I'm still trying to figure out what it's best for me, but I do like to lay it down as a finishing powder for my skin. And you can just see that it kind of blurs things a little bit and just evens out everything. On that side, you can see where there's a difference. And it mattifies a little bit, but doesn't dry out my skin, so it's beautiful. So this is the final look. I would recommend, definitely, if you're a cool tone lover, to get this palette. The other one I like too, ENKA, but I don't think it's as versatile. And I'll link the video below in the description box. But if you were to get one, I would say this one is the one to get.
I love this quad already. I can tell it most likely I'm going to be using this much more than the other one, but they're both very beautiful.
Unfortunately, my final thoughts and review video was corrupted. So my final review is a beautiful collection. If you were to get one, I would recommend this Cool Tone 116 palette. Pick up the highlighter if you can, and definitely the blush. I think the lipsticks are okay. They're, you could pass on those, but definitely try to pick up at least the quad, the highlighter, and the blush. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching Making Car Beauty, and if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing, commenting, and liking below. And as always, please be very kind to yourself and others, and just be you. And until the next video, take good care. Bye.